Hello again, everyone. Edwin Leonard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I am going to be giving you my take on the July 27, 2018 full moon total lunar eclipse in Aquarius. Now, a lunar eclipse is like a full moon, but it can be more powerful and intense and could have very life-altering events. Sometimes fated meetings, I believe, can take place. This is a total lunar eclipse, so this could be exceptionally powerful, and this is a time when it could be the completion or culmination of something. You may become nearly supremely exasperated, tired, full of something at this time. This could also be a very strong and powerful unleashing of emotional energy with a lot of strong, unrestrained, and uninhibited emotional expression. Now, this could also give a greater propensity for accidents at this time. In Aquarius, they could be rather bizarre or unorthodox ones. Now, maybe a car spinning out of control and falling into a pool may not be unlikely at this time, given you're talking about a full moon, a total lunar eclipse, and also, I mean, it's going to be conjunct Mars, which could even give, I think, a greater propensity for accidents as well. And really, this could be Alice more loony like behavior at this time. Now, this is a thing too. This could collectively impact many people, but however, the people that have the sun, moon, or ascendant in Aquarius or Cancer more strongly, Aquarius simply because, of course, this is going to be in their sign, and especially if it makes a conjunction to to their natal sun, moon, or ascendant, and Cancer as well, because Cancer, well, because simply Cancer is simply impacted strongly by all transits and phases of the moon, given that the moon does rule Cancer. And I mean, Cancer, I mean, a lot of this is attributed, I believe, to why Cancer can be so moody, temperamental, and fickle. Now, with this full moon total lunar eclipse in Aquarius, you might see many friendships coming to an end, more so than usual, come to an end, and friendships being eradicated. And also, too, I mean, you might see a lot of that full, a lot of that full humanitarian, selfless energy taking place now as well. And this could be a time where many may also leave some club, group, or organization, and also could be the completion or culmination of some significant global environmental project, I believe, as well. And again, that very strong humanitarian selfless energy may be injected at this time. The conjunction to Mars, though retro, could still, I think, give some additional energy and vitality into this. And it could also, I mean, this could be the selfless, a lot of strong humanitarian selfless energy for the collective good of others, a lot of philanthropic energy into helping others as well. And also, this could be a really exceptionally busy period for astrologers, astronomers, innovators, electricians, computer workers, people in work in social media, reformers, humanitarians, people that are environmentalists, social advocates, people that do computer tech work, people that work in electronics, even electronic stores, and ones that may sell even like radio controlled devices, and rocket scientists and meteorologists as well, given that this is about the full moon energy can be very public. This could be a time where many innovators may go public with some inventions, with their inventions at this time. And also, too, of course, this is a time where, I mean, you've got to look at where the house that this falls in your chart, because, of course, this could impact the delineation. Now, mine is going to fall in my 10th house, and I want to go back again to the fact. I want to rewind a second, people. Sorry, but the fact that this is going to make that this is going to make that conjunction to Mars again when it makes that it's at that exact position of the total as far as the total lunar eclipse goes. This could give a lot more courage and fortitude, such as an example for doing something connected with this full moon total lunar eclipse energy like coming forward with those innovations, or doing something that might be courageous, that might be a little bit audacious and unusual. I mean, I'm not saying people are going to do a Nick Wanda and go on a tightrope and you know, without any netting, but there will be things that I think a lot of people might be more inclined to be maybe putting that full energy, that emotional energy into, that maybe they may not have quite really had that audacity to do before, that bravery or what have you. So anyway, mine, again, going back to how it's going to impact me, maybe mine is going to fall in the 10th house in my natal chart. And maybe at this time, perhaps I become tired, full, exasperated at some kind of idiosyncratic, bizarre, unusual behavior, perhaps from some authority figure. It also could be the completion or culmination of some astrological work that I may do that might give more notoriety or recognition. Maybe it's, you know, I mean, that's how it could manifest with me, I believe. And also the aspects that this makes to points in one's natal chart can be significant, as well as, of course, this could impact the delineation and interpretation. Mine is going to make a fairly close trine to my natal Uranus in Libra in the 6th house in my natal chart. Now, perhaps for me, the way that could manifest is perhaps this powerful emotional need for astrology as that career, or more of a career, given it's going to fall in my 10th house, the total lunar eclipse, and also that notoriety and recognition for it could really be able to perhaps auspiciously blend with having the freedom to have my own schedule connected with it, which of course I'm referring to the Uranus in the 6th house. And also, which the schedule might be somewhat erratic and sporadic and not consistent, and also blending the internet connections in my daily routine, which of course is my natal Uranus in the 6th I'm referring to again. The internet connections in my daily routine may be supportive of this, and I think that's how it might be somewhat is one way that could pan out for me. So anyway, well, also it's important to look at the degree of this, I think, I mean, at least in my opinion, because I do agree with as far, I believe in the Sabian symbols, and it's going to fall at 4 degrees Aquarius, this full moon / total lunar eclipse. And because it's at that 4 degrees as far as Sabian symbols go, well, this might emphasize and accentuate superficial sexual connections at this time, as opposed to ones that might have more deeper meaning. And given this, many may get tired of just simply being friends with someone and want it to escalate to a sexual connection, but a no strings attached connection perhaps. And also this degree could perhaps exhibit a lot of more artistic expression. You might see a stronger proliferation of unique art and abstract art as well, and maybe a lot more creations of computer graphics at this time. And anyway, this also too, as far as the any aspects electionally, as far as this event goes in transit, this is going to make a fairly tight conjunction to Mars. This full moon total lunar eclipse in Aquarius. So given that it makes that a conjunction to Mars, this could escalate the propensity, I believe, for perhaps bizarre, unpredictable, spontaneous, and angry, acrimonious outbursts at this time. And really, which could give you might see a lot more road rage incidents at this time, not just more accidents given it's a full moon, but the fact that you have that Mars angry energy blended into it. Yes, I know Mars will be retrograde at the time, but it's still this is still angry energy the way I see it nonetheless. And the fact is, and on a positive side, the Mars conjunction to this full moon total lunar eclipse in Aquarius could give more vitality and energy into it, though, for doing, if you're doing something that is productive and positive in connection with this transit. Now, another thing too I notice is that this is actually at the time of this total lunar eclipse, it is going the moon will be conjunct the south node in Aquarius. Now, shortly after that exact full moon, after it hits the exact full moon position, when it is at 4 degrees Aquarius, it is going to make, shortly after that, a separating conjunction aspect to the south node. The full moon in Aquarius will make that, slash total lunar eclipse in Aquarius will make a separating conjunction to the south node. And what that could really, I mean, the way this can manifest, some ways this could manifest, I should say, is that it could be leaving the home and family perhaps for more freedom and independence, and maybe even getting away from some prominent woman in one's life. It could be a family member that may be overly radical, bizarre, unusual, quirky. It could be someone overly detached or eccentric. And given, I mean, you're looking at this, and given that this is something, you're talking about the full moon, I mean, this could be something where an ending where somebody, where people, a lot of people may have procrastinated on for some time, and this is the time where you become full of a situation. And also, too, another, it could be, again, it could be about leaving an erratic or sporadic home life. Perhaps the fact that it's going to be that the total lunar eclipse in Aquarius is going to make that separating conjunction to the south node, looking for more freedom and independence. And I mean, this is just some ways that this might manifest, perhaps. So anyway, it could also be, I mean, you look at this as well, it's also important to look at, I mean, there's what I want to get at, what I want to continue with as far as this goes, this total lunar eclipse in Aquarius, is that it's also, I mean, looking at this as well, this could really, I mean, you got to look at, another thing you want to look at is transits that are made from other planets at this time to points in your own natal chart. Is this could impact, I mean, as these transit aspects, if you will, they can be they could be even more intensifying, given that this is going to be a full moon / total lunar eclipse. So like in my case, for example, the transit Saturn is going to be making an opposition aspect to my natal Mercury at this time. So in terms of maybe doing something that may be, well, let's say that's connected with this total lunar eclipse in Aquarius, I might be thinking in a more pessimistic or negative manner, and really seeing a lot of in my mind anyway at the time, seeing a lot of more of the cons than the pros, so to speak, and more of the negative element and aspects of maybe doing something in association with this total lunar eclipse energy, and feeling more disconsolate at this time, and in really more dejected in terms of maybe trying to do something with that in connection with a total lunar eclipse in Aquarius. But I want to get back to as well. I want to rewind again. I want to talk about a little more about that the fact that you're going to have this full moon / total lunar eclipse in Aquarius, where it's going to make a separating conjunction aspect to the south node shortly after it makes that exact full moon position at that 4-degree mark. Now, again, this could be a time too where another way that could manifest perhaps is maybe leaving. It could be leaving a situation really with maybe that was really emotionally maybe dissipating, or I should say, which was really depleting you of emotional energy. It could have been doing something for a family member that maybe that was really, that was maybe connected with maybe this Aquarius like selfless humanitarian philanthropic type energy that was leaving you emotionally, really where it was dissipating you emotionally, so to speak, where your emotional energy may have been dissipated and depleted, and it could be that maybe you're leaving that situation. And another thing too, and if this, say you're having this at the time, like let's say for example that this is happening in your fifth house in your natal chart. Let's say that you're having that that separating aspect take place from that full moon slash total eclipse in Aquarius. That moon in Aquarius, when it makes that separating aspect to the south node in Aquarius. Let's say if it happens in your fifth house, for example, well, this could be about letting go, perhaps of an unusual, maybe an Aquarius emotional need in the fifth. It could be something that's connected with a hobby or some kind of thing of fun, amusement, or enjoyment. Let's say, for example, somebody doing something with a rocket jetpack. That was a form of a hobby or an amusement. I mean, if somebody was building them, for example, that might be more of a hobby. But if somebody was actually just buying them and just using them to actually, take off with, so to speak, that could be more of that thing of amusement. And it could be just leaving something like a hobby behind, so to speak, that might be Aquarius related, that wasn't serving the purpose anymore. And let's say that this transit, this conjunction I described before, let's say another example that it takes place in your ninth house in your natal chart. This could be about maybe leaving something that maybe was something, some kind of religious belief, perhaps, or maybe somebody, it could be an in-law or a grandchild that had a very non-conforming philosophical outlook, or something where it was where maybe they were being, they were even iconoclastic, and something where you were leaving that connection perhaps with them, given that the moon is also, could be connected with the family, and the ninth house, of course, is associated with grandchildren and in-laws. And when you have, again, when you have that moon, the transit moon, making the separating conjunction from the south node, that is where you could be departing and exiting some kind of situation that might have been maybe emotionally dissipating and depleting. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for my take on the July 27, 2018 full moon / total lunar eclipse in Aquarius. Stay tuned next time, where I'm going to be giving you my Libra August 2018 horoscope forecast. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well. Hello again, everyone. Edwin Leonard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I am going to be giving you my take on the July 27, 2018 full moon total lunar eclipse in Aquarius. Now, a lunar eclipse is like a full moon, but it can be more powerful and intense and could have very life-altering events. Sometimes fated meetings, I believe, can take place. This is a total lunar eclipse, so this could be exceptionally powerful, and this is a time when it could be the completion or culmination of something. You may become nearly supremely exasperated, tired, full of something at this time. This could also be a very strong and powerful unleashing of emotional energy with a lot of strong, unrestrained, and uninhibited emotional expression. Now, this could also give a greater propensity for accidents at this time. In Aquarius, they could be rather bizarre or unorthodox ones. Now, maybe A car spinning out of control and falling into a pool may not be unlikely at this time, given you're talking about a full moon, a total lunar eclipse, and also, I mean, it's going to be conjunct Mars, which could even give, I think, a greater propensity for accidents as well. And really, this could be Alice more loony like behavior at this time. Now, this is a thing too. This could collectively impact many people, but however, the people that have the sun, moon, or ascendant in Aquarius or Cancer more strongly, Aquarius simply because of